Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I'll be making this beautiful Ankara dress with zigzag design. To our subscribers, we want to say thank you, and if you haven't subscribed, please like and subscribe to our channel. Come along, let's jump right to it. I'll be using 3 yards of Ankara fabric and half yards of plain fabric to make this dress. I've gone ahead and draft my patterns for this dress. It's just a simple princess dart with normal neckline, and that's it basically, just a simple princess dart. So I'll drop a link on the description on how to achieve that. And we are going to cut it. We are going to cut the front, we are going to cut the back. For the back, I'll be removing the that for the back. Okay, so let's work on the front. For the front, I went ahead on the armhole and I used 1.5 inch. That was what I used. And for the neckline, I came down by 4 inch and I used 3.5 for the wideness. Okay, so the depth was 4 inch, then the width was 3.5. Then I used 2 inch for the dart and 1.5 inch on the side front and half inch on the central front. Then 1.5 inch for the armhole dart. Okay, so that's basically it. What you are going to do now, you are just going to cut it out and remove the dart for the front. So this is what we'll be using to cut our front piece. Okay, so you keep it aside and you take the back. For the back, I said I'll be eliminating the dart. Okay, so I made a mistake on one of the dart or one of the lines. That's why you are seeing 2 lines on the dart, on the back dart. So I'm going to eliminate it. And for the zipper on the waist, I came in by 1 inch, then I connected it all the way down to the neckline. So to eliminate the dart, I'm going to cut out the dart, then pin it up or use your masking tape to tape it, and you've eliminated the dart. That is for those who don't want to join the back. You don't want joining on the back and you don't want to add that. You can easily eliminate the dart. If you want to do it by adding your dart, all you have to do is remove the masking tape and you can add the dart to the back. So cut out the excess zipper that will not be needing, just so that the zip at the back will be placed very well. So for the back, you cut out 2 pieces, and for the front, you cut out 3 pieces. The side front is 2 pieces and the central front is 1 piece. Then I'll be using my skirt pattern to cut out the bottom part of the dress. So I've cut it out and I've ironed it with my hair stay or paper stay. I've added the wording and I'm going to stitch it. So stitch the front together, the front panel, stitch everything together, and after doing that, you join it to the back, shoulder to shoulder on the back. Do the same thing for your lining piece. After joining the shoulder to shoulder, use the lining piece to turn out the neckline. That was what I did for mine. So I'm going to show you when I'm done stitching. This is it after stitching. I've turned the neckline and I've ironed it up. What you are going to do is you are going to join the front piece of the main fabric to the bottom piece of the main fabric. Okay, so that skirt area, you join it now to the upper part on the waist. So you join the dart. After joining the dart, you stitch it up together. So what I did basically was I used the lining to turn out the dress. I'm going to do a tutorial on how to turn out your dress to have a perfect finishing. Okay, so because the video was long, I was not able to do that. So I finished stitching it and I want to attach the design for the front piece. Remember, the front piece has that unique design. So this is the fabric I use for my design, and mine was way bigger than the illustration that I used, the photo that I use as a guide, the picture I use as a guide. So it all depends on you or your client. If you don't want it to be small because of the tummy, you can make it bigger. And mine, I made it bigger because I wanted to add applique and because of the tummy. Okay, so what you are going to do now is you are going to place it on the front. After placing it on the front, on the one side of your armhole, you are going to place that main fabric to touch the tip of the armhole, and on the other side is going to come down. So under your bust, everything is going to happen from the tip of the armhole all the way under your bust. So under bust, that under bust area, you fold the fabric and you take it down all the way down to the part you want it to stop. Exactly what I'm doing. So that's what you are going to do. So just be very careful while doing that and pin it up. So as you are working, just do exactly what I'm doing. Pin it up at every stage so that it will be well placed. Okay. So do exactly what I'm doing for yours. Can you see it? So it went up on one side, on the other side it came down. So that's what you are going to do on the upper part. You can make it go up on both sides. It all depends on how you want to design the dress. Okay, so it's your preference. If you want it to go up on both sides, you can do that. But mine, one side went higher while the other side came down. So I went ahead and I pin it up, and I'm going to use hemming gum to iron that upper part so that it will be well placed before I stitch it. So after pinning it up, this is what I have. Can you see it? It's not well arranged now. When I'm done ironing it, it's going to come out the way I want it to be. So on this part, when you are done, on the bottom part, you can take your tape and measure how you want it to be. So you can use 6 inches, you can use 10 inches. I think I use 10 inches for mine. So you can use 6 inches on the part that came down, while you use 7 or 8 inches on the part that came up. So you can just make it slant on it. Okay, instead of being straight, you just slant it for the design. That's the one on the picture, the one on the screen right now. But what I did was, I don't want it to be that way. I just decided to use it and mark a straight line across. Okay, so from the waist, I just mark a straight line and I'm going to just mark it across it. So that was basically what I did for mine. Why, if you want to do the other design, the one on the screen, I advise you use 6 inches on the part that came down and 9 inches on the part that came up. So you slant it, and before you start cutting or marking the zigzag. So I have this too. You can do this design instead of doing the zigzag. You can just make it like a circle. You can do zigzag for yours. So I try to use my ruler to make the zigzag design, but I find out that it's very easy to mark it as a triangle. Okay, so you mark triangles, 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 and it's going to come out very, very well. So that's what I did. So do exactly what I did for mine. Do the same thing for yours. Just watch what I'm doing. After marking it, cut it out. Okay, so you cut out the excess, then take your scissors and you are going to cut out the bottom part of that triangle, okay, of the zigzag or triangle. So you are just be very careful when cutting. Cut one side, then go to the other side and cut it. Exactly what I'm doing, that's what you are going to do for yours. So just do exactly what I'm doing and do the same thing for yours. I'm done cutting it. This is what I have. So what you are going to do, you are going to take your hemming gum and iron it. So before using the hemming gum, make sure you iron the fabric so that it will be straight. Then use hemming gum and stitch it up. So you stitch the upper part and you stitch the bottom part. You see the way I'm following it with my hands? That's how you are going to do it. You just follow it all the way. So I decided to use applique for mine. You can use sequins, you can use beads, and I had this applique. That was what I used to design mine. I just wanted to be different from the one I saw online. Okay, so this is me being creative and trying out new things. You can do the same thing for your client or for yourself. Okay, so just be creative and make the dress your own unique design. Okay, so that's basically what I did. I cut it out and I'm going to use it to design it. So don't worry, I'm going to show you the process. Okay, so I'm just showing you I plan to do it, but I had to change my mind because it was not looking zigzag, it was looking different. Okay, so I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and stitch, iron, and I'll show you what to do next. This is it after stitching the upper part. Can you see it? And I've ironed it. Then I've also stitched the bottom part and I've used hemming gum for it. You see how neat it later came out. Okay, so this is it basically. So this is how you are going to do yours. And I went ahead and I stitched joined the back and the front together and turned the dress. Okay, so I use this lining piece to turn the dress. I'm going to do a video tutorial on how to turn your outfit, okay, so that you'll be able to do the same thing for yours. Then I added the zipper, and this is the slit, this is the inside of the dress. It's very, very pretty and neat, and this is how the dress looks like without the applique. So I went ahead and cut out the sleeve. This is the sleeve that I'll be using. So you stitch the sides together and attach it. For the sleeve, you can use cut the sleeve to be way longer. Then on that hem part, that hem area, the wrist side of the sleeve, fold it with your hemming gum. Okay, so you fold it with your hemming gum and it's going to look as if you turn the sleeve with lining piece. Okay, so you can do that or you can use your lining piece to turn your sleeve. So I went ahead and I pinned the sleeves together. After pinning it, I went and I stitched it up. Then I was done with my dress. The other thing what's left is the applique. Okay, so I'm going to stitch the sleeve and show you what to do concerning the applique. This is it after attaching the sleeve. This is how it looks, and I'm done with my dress. You can actually wear it this way if you want. If you don't want to add design to it, you don't want to add embellishment or applique to your dress, okay? But I feel it's very simple and I want to add details to it. So I took my gum and I took out the bead and I placed it on the zigzag area and I place the bead. So for the applique, I place it on a straight line, then I cut it and did the same thing. So it's like placing the triangle on it. Okay, so you place one straight line, you cut and you do the same thing and you cut and place on the other side. So that was basically what I did for this dress. So you can do the same thing for yours. You can use bead and just bead that area. Watch what I'm doing. You can do the same thing for yours if you want to add applique. Okay, so I cut it, then I'm going to put the gum on the other side and do the same thing. So that's it basically. Can you see it? It looks like a V. Then you go back and it looks like a V upside down. So it's like a V down, a V upside down. Same thing. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and attach the appliques and show you how it looks when I'm done attaching it to the dress. This is it after attaching the applique, and it gives it a different looks and brings out the beauty of the dress. Okay, so it's not that simple. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for watching today's tutorial. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Bye, guys.